everyone, and welcome to Empowered by Self-Love, the podcast. My name is Jessica Fuentes, and I am a certified professional coach. I will be here every Saturday talking about transformation. How to transform those difficulties you encounter throughout your life into lessons. How can you transform that victim mindset into one of opportunity and growth? If you want to transform your life, the key is to learn and realize that you have everything you need within yourself. If you are looking for a safe place to find inspiration, motivation, and the tools to become empowered, then this is the podcast to listen to. This podcast is brought to you by my website, Empowered-SelfLove.com. Thank you for joining me every Saturday, and I want to thank you all for listening every week. Thank you for your support and for making Empowered by Self-Love, the podcast, part of your Saturday routine. I am extremely thankful and grateful for your warm welcome. My hope is to bring you the tools that enriches your life and that helps you become more empowered. So thank you for sharing with your friends and family, and let's continue to spread the knowledge and the inspiration. In this episode, I will be talking about establishing boundaries. Hi, and welcome to today's episode. Thank you for joining me this Saturday, and I wish for you to feel well, energetic, and ready for today's topic, which is establishing boundaries. So, if you're the type of person who's a people pleaser and likes to be there for everyone and hates to say no, this is going to be one of the hardest things for you to incorporate in your transformation process. I have been talking about establishing boundaries for quite some time in my past podcasts, but I want to completely focus this episode to this topic. I have learned that setting boundaries is the best example of self-love. This is something that my last therapist taught me. She made me realize that I had never, or I have barely established boundaries in my relationships, and therefore, most of the people in my life did not respect me nor truly appreciated me. I was basically a yes person. I would accept other people's mistreatment, even though they made me feel uncomfortable. But since I know how bad it feels to be treated wrong, it is not in my nature to be conflictive because I don't want to make others feel bad. However, that approach only affected me. When you are a yes person who set no boundaries, people take advantage of you. People think they can tell you anything, regardless of how they make you feel. How come it is okay for others to make me feel uncomfortable, and it is not okay for me to speak up and express my discomfort? I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but it is very funny to see how a person can basically insult me and disrespect me. And while I take it, they continue to be friends with me or be part of my life. However, when I have put a stop to it, they get offended and defensive. So I came to realize that I'm the only one at fault here. Even though the mistreatment doesn't come from me, I am at fault for never setting boundaries because I allowed the wrong behavior upon myself. Because I didn't use my voice. But setting boundaries is not an easy thing to do when you have accustomed everyone to say whatever they think they can say to you. As soon as you speak up, it will shock them, and it'll seem like you are the one with the problem because you're acting out of character. Nobody really realizes that you simply had enough. So setting boundaries doesn't have to be done in a mean way, but you must be firm in your response to other people's disrespect. It may even hurt you in the beginning, in the short term, but in the long run, trust me, people will know their limits and they will think before they speak. That is the result of teaching others how to treat you properly. They will start to respect the boundaries. If you're a parent like me, you know that sometimes it is painful to teach our children, but it is very necessary in order for them to learn and know how to behave and therefore become respectful and functional adults in the future. It is not fun to ground them. It is not fun to see them upset with you, but in the long run, they will learn self-control, respect, and consideration towards others. But letting things slide won't help your child to become better. By nature, kids test you and they try to see how far they can go and with how much they can get away with. So the same thing applies to everyone you interact with. If you don't establish boundaries from the beginning, later it will be difficult to do so. But guess what? It is better to set the boundaries later than never. It will be harder to make your point come across, but with consistency, you will be able to establish the necessary boundaries in order for others to respect you and not cross the line. Professionally speaking, this can also be applied. This is why companies have their set of rules and their code of conduct. However, we also need to be flexible, but flexibility can be a double-edged sword. Because once you allow an inappropriate behavior with one employee, the other employees will notice and it will demoralize the entire staff. As a manager, if you are going to be flexible, you need to apply that flexibility equally to everyone. It is true that different people have different personal situations, but I am talking about behavior and performance. For instance, if an employee is assigned to complete a task and he or she doesn't finish it because of their lack of compromise, there must be consequences, because otherwise, if you let it slide, the rest of the staff will assume that there won't be consequences for their lack of professionalism, and then it will become a problem. It is important to establish boundaries between everyone we interact with, because everyone will go as far as you allow them to go. If anyone is disrespecting you, you don't have to allow it. You have a voice, and you should use it properly. And I am not suggesting you go and you start an argument with everyone. No, that's not what I mean. Not at all. I am suggesting that if anyone crosses the line with their behavior towards you, you say something to let them know that you're not in agreement with their treatment. If they think that they are entitled to disrespect, diminish, or mistreat you, you have to let them know that it is not okay. If they get mad, then that is a double standard. At the end of the day, setting boundaries is a way to let people know that you love yourself, and even if you love another, you don't have to allow them to make you feel uncomfortable. So don't shy away from allowing yourself to say no. Whether it is your boss or a colleague at work or your brother, sister, your spouse, or even your parents. Difficult conversations are necessary, but with love and respect, expressing your discomfort and your being hurt should actually be a way to connect better with the people in your life. You will feel more at peace, and they will learn that you have grown to be a stronger person who they need to show respect and appreciation to. Does that mean that you're now going to say no to everything? Of course not. It means that you will no longer accept less than what you know you deserve. It means that you will no longer accept disrespect or mistreatment. As you evolve in your transformation process, your self-love grows so much that it empowers you with confidence as well as with peace of mind. So, the 5 takeaways from today's episode are: number 1, it is important to establish boundaries because it is a crucial aspect of self-love and self-respect. Without boundaries, people may not appreciate or respect you as you deserve. Number 2, taking responsibility of what you are allowing. If you don't set boundaries, you implicitly allow others to mistreat you. It's important to use your voice to communicate your discomforts. Number 3, there are consequences to saying no. Initially, setting boundaries may shock those who have been used to taking advantage of you, but it is essential for the long-term respect of yourself, and therefore, people will know the proper way to treat you. Number 4, consistency is key. Setting boundaries with consistency, both personally and professionally, ensures that others understand and respect your limits, ultimately encouraging a healthier environment. Number 5, there are dual benefits when you establish boundaries, because boundaries teach others how to treat you properly and help them learn about self-control, respect, and consideration. And these will lead to a better relationship in every aspect, personal and professional. I want to leave you with a quote I wrote about this topic, which says, "To establish boundaries is to let people know how much you love yourself." If you feel that this is a message you connected with, I am very glad and happy that this will be the beginning of an extraordinary journey of transformation and empowerment for you. So remember that we have a date every Saturday. You can't miss the next episode in which I will be talking about healing. Thank you for listening to today's episode, and I hope that you enjoyed it and that it brought some perspective as well as hope. If there is any particular topic you would like me to discuss, or if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me via email at jessica.fuentes@empowered-selflove.com. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can find me there as Empowered-selflove. I also encourage you to visit my webpage, Empowered-selflove.com, and explore more about what coaching is all about. In the Services tab, you can sign in for the free discovery session, which is only available on Wednesdays. During the discovery session, I will explain everything you need to know about coaching, the type of coaching I specialize in, and the packages I have available for you. You can find all the links on the episode's notes. Remember, if you like this content or thought of somebody that could benefit from it, please share it with your friends and family. Remember that we have a date every Saturday, and I can't wait for us to meet again. See you next week!